Murder Drones Episode 6. I, honest to God, did not expect this episode to go as hard as it did, but for me, this is hands down the best episode of the whole series. Simply because it is so damn depressing, and the overall stakes in this episode really just solidify how good it is. At the end of this video, I'll go on with my little rant on why this is the best episode, but with that all out of the way, time to explain Murder Drones Episode 6 in the dumbest way possible. We start off episode 6 in an office cubicle for some reason. The lights go out and we pan down to see a lady hiding under the desk. This girl starts crawling to this guy that's, I don't know, her cousin, brother, or whatever. We then see a foot. Spoilers, there are fucking dinosaurs in the show now. This girl starts dragging this guy back to her, but two dinosaurs start running up and kill the guy. A light starts coming up from behind the wall. This girl tries to get away but gets flashed. Pause. As she dies, we cut back to the ice river with everyone from last episode. En walks up to Tessa and she's happy that he remembers her. She asks who Uzi is, but she bites her finger and gets pissed that Jay is back. Tessa explains that Sin disappeared, but Jay sells her out saying that they just pussied out. They also say that they're trying to figure out why they're even here to begin with. Doll then steals the roach from Tessa and runs. Jay and Tessa start chasing Doll and shooting at her. Doll then falls down a big ass hole and only survives because she's got them powers like that girl from Wreck-It Ralph. And Uzi and V fly down, and Tessa explains that Sin wants something from this lab specifically, and they are going to go in and burn the place down, but they need the roach to get in. Jay gets sidelined again because Liam just doesn't like her. Uzi asks Tessa what's going on with Doll. She says that Doll was infected with an STI from her mother. So, can Tessa understand Russian? Tessa then dives headfirst into a hole, and she is damn lucky that En caught her because she can't fly. They all head forwards and start looking around for clues. Tessa walks further in, and we learn that there were more disassembly drones that have all been killed. Tessa then explains that the dinosaurs don't like drones and are designed to take them out. Uzi, don't do that. Tessa stands up on the desk and kicks the computer. A paper is printed out that says access denied. Maybe if you didn't punt the computer, maybe you would have access. Anyways, they all go towards a conveniently placed sign that gives directions to an elevator. Tessa steps on a trap and is dragged away. The rest of them head in the direction of the sign, and they see a baby crying in the hallway. So what's the first course of action? That's right, to shoot the fucking baby. That's low-key out of pocket. An arm comes out of nowhere, and this drone with a southern accent comes down and flashbangs the trio. Uzi wakes up to loud banging with mild head trauma, and she also has a magnet stuck on her head. We then see this girl cut off a dead person's head. Now, a while ago when episode 6 originally came out, I uploaded a short showing references from this episode to Liam's other animations, where I said this. We're introduced to this new drone that I sadly don't know the name of. Well, it's months later, and because I keep getting comments every day, I finally know her name. And her name is Alice. Alice gets ready to kill V, but Uzi tells her that if she does it, she will turn into a worm. Alice shows her that she was able to take out several worms when Uzi and En could barely take out one. Uzi tries to use her solver, but she starts glitching out. Alice then comes over to Uzi and tells her that her mother had the same collar and she left them all to die. We then see Tessa and En in their own torture room, and En is being cut up by that baby. And this baby is named Bo. En decides to give this little fucker advice on how to kill him, and points out where to cut. Before Bo kills him, Alice comes on the radio and tells him about Uzi and to bring more magnets. Bo leaves and Tessa gets out of her chair. How does she get out, and why does she have a magnet on her head? Didn't really seem to affect her. We cut back to Uzi, and apparently she bit off Alice's finger and spits it on Bo. Alice gives herself a new finger and grabs a pair of pliers. Uzi looks into the monitors and see En and Tessa escaping. Alice gets ready to cut off Uzi's finger, but Uzi takes her finger out of the pliers, so Alice stabs her hand down to pin it, and starts closing the pliers. Uzi tries to use her solver, but she starts bugging out again, and Alice cuts off her finger. Bo then enters his room and sees that En and Tessa are missing. We cut to En and Tessa in one of the cubicles trying to figure out how to save V and Uzi. Tessa then pulls something up on the computer and asks En if he wants to see Earth. Bo is looking through the monitors and Alice tells him they can't leave the office and closes the doors. Not only is this a Jurassic Park crossover, this is a FNAF crossover. Alice opens the door, which lets the dinosaurs out. Uzi tries to use her solver to get out, but we cut back to En and we see that Earth is fucking gone. Tessa explains that there were other planets and Sin was able to blow them up, and Copper 9 was almost one of them because of Nori. En asks if Tessa will be able to fix Uzi, but she says that once they find out which drones are infected, she tells En,
I'll need you to choose the universe over one little drone. own N.
That is actually some deep shit right there. And then here's a growl, turns and gets flashed. Through the camera, Alice and Bao are looking at him getting f***ed up. Bo then turns around and sees Uzi really tweaking out and trying to use the solver. Anne is about to get killed, but Tessa tries to get the dinosaur's attention. And like the true Australian she is, she puts her arm out and touches its face. But I don't know what she expected because that thing bites her. And at the sight of blood, the raptor bashes its head on the wall. More raptors show up and surround Tessa. We cut back to Alice and we see everything is floating, and we see that Uzi is now being possessed by Sin. I guess she got mad about what happened last episode and started wanting to do this shit to Uzi. Anyways, Sin blows a hole in the wall which opens all the doors. All the dinosaurs see the door open and they start running for it. Alice is trying to close the door, but she ends up staring one of the raptors right in the eyes and gets flashed and gets her head stepped on. Bo points a laser at the raptor, but decides to be a real G and fires it at V to free her. Bro dies a real one. V gets up out of the bed and crawls to Uzi. She tries to free her, but the dinosaurs start surrounding her and flashing her. V then pulls out her guns and gets ready to shoot. She points her guns, but the raptors get sucked into a black hole. We cut to Tessa as she's waking up and V crashes down from above and yells at Tessa and says that they are leaving. N looks at Uzi because he knows what's happening to her. Uzi wakes up and runs over to N and hugs him. We're brought back to this raptor and it wakes up and its eyes turn red. It starts running around places and starts climbing on walls and shit. It walks up to this drawing on the floor and we see V pointing her gun at it and she doesn't pull the trigger for some reason. Uzi and N start using their faces to talk with each other and ask if they're okay. The red raptor starts running away, and the group sees Doll on the ground as it appears she got flashed by one of the dinosaurs too. Everyone is looking down, and V says it's a trap. But you have forgotten, V, that it isn't a trap.
It's a face-off.
Uzi tries to use her solver, but N quickly puts her hand down. Tessa gets the roach, and V pulls out her guns and starts walking down the hallway. We then see N and Uzi holding hands. Is now really the time? Uzi yells at V and Tessa, but Doll takes the roach back, and she basically bamboozled them. She then puts the roach on the barcode scanner and runs towards the hole. She then uses her solver to open several doors and jumps down the hole. Everyone turns around and all those doors Doll just opened released more raptors. Tessa steps in front of everyone and starts bleeding all over the place. How the f*** is she not passed out from blood loss? The red raptor comes down and gets ready to pack everyone up. Uzi uses her solver to break a hole into the elevator, but her hands start to break, which causes her to make a black hole. The red raptor throws up a murder drone arm, pulls the gun out, and shoots it at Tessa, but V shows she has got that main character energy and catches the bullet and throws it back at the red raptor. We then see that she somehow got her glasses back. Uzi is glitching out more, so N just cuts off her hand, and we see Sin possessing her as she falls. While Uzi is glitching out, Tessa drags N and Uzi into the elevator. N starts calling out to V as she is charging the red raptor, getting ready to start boxing. V gets 2 good slashes in and pulls out her gun and shoots it. She then grabs the raptor by the tail, spins it around, and throws it. V draws her gun and doesn't pull the trigger, and sees another raptor break the barcode scanner, which starts to bring the elevator back up. It starts flashing everyone and V knocks her glasses off and a raptor breaks them. She is quickly surrounded and she is pretty much screwed. N starts crying out to her and V tells Uzi that she trusts her and uses her laser to break the cables. V puts away her weapons and accepts death as the episode ends. Now, like I said, this was my favorite episode. The stakes were starting to rise up in this episode and are probably going to get higher when the next 2 episodes come out. Yeah, by the way, when are they coming out? Oh, god damn it! Something I really liked about this episode as well is how they made Tessa more of the comedic relief character than N. For most of the show, N was the only comedic relief character simply because he's just a bit of a goober.
What did you just say about me, you little bitch?
But I really appreciate how they gave him more serious moments during this episode. Also, that final fight scene has probably one of the best tracks to go along with it from the Volume 2 soundtrack. And as a sucker for soundtracks from shows, movies, and games, this one was absolutely the one that blew me away. I have to say it, this is better than Knife Dance in my opinion. Anyways, if you did enjoy the video, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. I'm probably going to slow down with anything related to murder drones for a while simply because we're going to be waiting for a long ass time for the next 2 episodes to come out. Anyways, see you in the next one.